So now let us continue. Next year, E. Bright tried to verify and test the theory that the viceroy butterfly copies the monarch. It was believed that the monarchs didn't taste good to birds, means birds didn't like to eat monarchs. So viceroys tried to waylay, means entrap the birds by giving the impression of being monarchs. Okay, however, E. Bright's effort resulted in finding that starlings did not like ordinary food but ate monarchs greedily. His project won him the first prize in zoology division and an overall third in the county science fair. However, E. Bright tells us that later research by other scientists showed that viceroy do copy monarchs. After that, E. Bright's project during his second year high school resulted in the discovery of an unknown insect hormone which led to his new theory on the life of cells. In this project, he wanted to find the purpose behind the 12 gold spots on a monarch pupa. It was believed that the gold spots were just ornamental. However, E. Bright, along with another science student, showed that the spores produced hormone which helped the butterfly to develop properly and completely. E. Bright won the first prize in the county fair, which earned him an entry into the International Science and Engineering Fair, where his project was placed third in zoology department. So, the next year, E. Bright grew cells from the monarch's wings and showed that these cells divide and develop into grown-up butterfly wing scales, provided that they were given the hormones from the gold spots. Okay, after his freshman year at Harvard University, E. Bright went back to the Department of Agriculture laboratory to do more work on hormones from the gold spots and was able to identify the chemical structure of hormone. Okay. After that, a year and a half later, E. Bright got an idea for his new theory about cell life while looking at the X-ray photo of the hormone's chemical structure. So, examination of the photo gave him an answer to one of biology's puzzle about how the cell can read the blueprint of the DNA which controls heredity. So later, the entire theory was published as a paper that explained it in detail with the help of pictures and plastic models prepared with the help of his college roommate James R. Wong. So, students, apart from his interest in scientific research, E. Bright has other interests also. Okay, as a young student, he was an excellent debater and an orator. He took keen interest in outdoor activities and was a good canoeist as well. He was a good photographer and took pictures of natural objects and scientific exhibits. Richard E. Bright was a straight A student and was a great fan of his social studies teacher Richard A. Wehrer. His teacher opened many ideas for the young E. Bright, whom he liked and had high regard for his capabilities. So, E. Bright has all the qualities of a good scientist. He is the right mix of first-rate mind, curiosity, and the will to win. These are the qualities that have made him a great scientist. So, this is the chapter, The Making of a Scientist. I hope it is clear to you. Thank you. Have a nice day.